Good afternoon, and welcome to Virtual Senior Mwambo 2020. My name is Christopher Clark, and I have the privilege of serving as the new director in the Office of Multicultural Student Affairs. On behalf of the department and the University of Miami, it is an honor to welcome you to History in the Making with our first ever virtual Senior Mwambo Ceremony. Although COVID has put a temporary halt in our normal operations, our motto and challenge has been, how do we find ways to move forward? We are resilient people, and it's only right that we hold a ceremony for you as graduating seniors. You deserve to have this opportunity, albeit virtual, to share this great tradition with your family, friends, classmates, and the rest of the Miami community. Now about Senior Mwambo. Senior Mwambo is an African rite of passage ceremony where the university's community celebrates your educational journey. The ceremony continues to be a very special part of commencement events for our multicultural students. Today, we will recognize over 100 graduates. Let me be the first of many to congratulate you on your academic and co-curricular accomplishments. You have excelled in the classroom, participated in research, became actively involved in service and social justice issues, competed in athletics, and represented the university well over the past 4 or 5 years. Each of you have worked very hard to get to this point, and you should take a moment and give yourselves a virtual round of applause. Senior Mwambo represents a promise fulfilled to yourself, your relatives, the communities that have supported you, and to our ancestors who only dreamed of sitting where you now occupy a space. It took a ton of love, support, and encouragement from everyone in your village for you to reach and achieve your goals. This is a proud moment for parents, grandparents, relatives, friends, and mentors who are watching today. So graduates, wherever you are, I'd ask that you take a moment to acknowledge those who have supported you on your journey. I would also be remiss if I did not take a moment and express my appreciation for the members of the faculty, staff, and administration who have supported students like yourselves during your collegiate careers and are here this afternoon to celebrate your achievements. This afternoon, you'll have an opportunity to hear from Dr. Patricia Whiteley, the Vice President for Student Affairs, Dr. Renee Dickens-Callan, Executive Director of Student Life, Dr. Keisha Harriel, the Executive Director of the Office of Academic Enhancement, Dean Ryan Holmes, Associate Vice President for Student Affairs, Dean Lauren Cohn-Wood from the School of Education, Ms. Kennedy Robinson, Assistant Director in the Office of Multicultural Student Affairs, Ms. Jennifer Ruggiero, Staff Associate, also in the Office of Multicultural Student Affairs, and many, many, many more. So, as we make history today, I encourage you to sit back, relax, and enjoy this virtual celebration. And if you're on social media, please hashtag UMwambo 2020 so that we can reshare photos and videos of your celebration at home. And remember, leave comments for your graduates. So congratulations, and now without further ado, please welcome my predecessor, Dr. Renee Dickens-Callan.
My name is Dr. Renee Dickens-Callan, and I'm the Executive Director of Student Life. First, let me begin by saying congratulations. We are so incredibly proud of all of your accomplishments. Whether it's in the classroom, on the fields, in our student organizations, in our laboratories, in the larger Miami community, you have all made a huge difference to the student experience. I know this is not the way we envisioned having Senior Mwambo and celebrating your graduation, but I'm glad that you joined us today. Senior Mwambo is actually one of my favorite events. I love this event because we have an opportunity to thank you and to celebrate you, to celebrate all that you have contributed to the University of Miami. So again, congratulations. We look forward to staying in touch because we're all part of the Kane family. So best wishes for your future, and please be sure to come back and visit, and go Canes.
Good afternoon, graduates. Congratulations on all your achievements and persevering through this very difficult time. We are proud of your accomplishments and excited to have an opportunity to celebrate you during this first ever virtual Senior Mwambo Ceremony. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing this afternoon's alumni speaker, Lionel Muis. And I also had the privilege of working with Lionel because he was the student body president. He was also involved with United Black Students, UMTV, the Haitian Students Association, known as Planet Creole, and was a resident assistant. He has gone on to do some really great things. He is one of our own. He's a native of Fort Lauderdale, receiving his Bachelor of Science in Broadcast Journalism and Psychology from the University of Miami. He's a two-time Emmy Award-winning journalist. Currently, he anchors national news for ABC Network. His newscasts are heard by millions across the country. He's also anchored and hosted a number of shows, including Business Insider Today, the #1 news show on Facebook Watch. Prior to that, he was the co-anchor of the CBS 2 Chicago weekday morning and midday news. He also anchored and reported for stations in Atlanta, Columbia, South Carolina, Raleigh, and New York City. He recently started acting and has appeared in several series, including The Red Line, and this season he had roles on the shows Bull and Tommy on CBS. Prior to beginning his journalism and acting, he worked on the Haiti launch team for President Clinton after the devastating earthquake in 2010. There he developed projects to provide resources to people who became amputees as a result of the earthquake. Lionel also handled correspondence between world leaders on the Interim Haiti Recovery Commission. He is very passionate about spreading positivity in the community and HIV/AIDS awareness. He previously was a board member of the South Carolina HIV/AIDS Council. Please join me. It is a privilege to welcome virtually Lionel Muis, your UM alumni speaker for Senior Mwambo. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and a big congratulations to the class of 2020. Dr. Whiteley, thank you so much for that introduction. I was really looking forward to getting the chance to see you in person as well this year, but I'm sending you a virtual hug. Also, greetings to all of the faculty members, the administrators, the family, and the friends who are joining us for this special ceremony from all around the world. It is so surreal to be speaking at Senior Mwambo exactly 10 years after I participated as a senior myself, and this was by far one of the most memorable moments for me as a senior. To be recognized in such a special and intimate ceremony is something that was unforgettable. I would be wearing my stole with you guys as well during this time, but unfortunately it is at my parents' house in Florida and I'm in New York now for the quarantine. But know that it is something that I've always treasured and kept with me. I want you to know that today we are celebrating you differently, but it is still equally as important. And let's just call it out. What's happening in our world right now is very difficult. Some areas are still shut down. Many of us are losing loved ones. Others just don't know what the future holds. Some people don't even know where their next meal is coming from. I'm sure when you stepped foot on campus in January to complete your final semester of this beautiful, beautiful journey, you had no idea that it would be leading us to the place that we are right now, leading us away from friends and away from the campus that we love so much. As a generation, we have endured so much, and you have seen so much happening in our world and our country around us in just the time that you've been in college, and you have persevered. Here's one thing I do know. All of the hard work that you have done, all of the things that you have overcome have gotten you to this point. And to be honest, your drive, your tenacity, your passion is needed in the world now more than ever. This transition from undergrad to your next phase is so special, and your time at the University of Miami has prepared you for this very moment. You, the class of 2020, are the leaders that we need today. Regardless of what your interests are, it is important that you follow those dreams and passions no matter what. And every step, every decision you make moving forward should be done with love and compassion always. Many of you are about to enter the fields that we are desperately depending on so much right now, or we will soon need in the coming days. The doctors, the nurses, the healthcare workers on the front lines fighting for our safety. The teachers and the professors ensuring that education continues and students can graduate. Students like yourself who are doing that very, very soon. Congratulations again. The musicians and the entertainers giving us the hope to escape these trying times when we need it. The journalists keeping us informed every day. The developers creating platforms like the one we are using right now to stay connected. The list goes on. Use this time not as a time that you are trapped in your house, but as a time to center yourself. Think of how you can use the knowledge and the connections that you've gained at the university, the things in your heart that move you to change the world. This is something that we so desperately need. Never lose that drive, never lose that passion, and most important, do not lose your love for those around you. This time reminds us what really matters most: our family, our self-care, being a good human being, and doing our part in the world. We hear the word unprecedented almost too much these days, but the class of 2020 is unprecedented, and you have a very critical role in shaping our future. I hope you continue to always conquer and achieve just as you have. I hope you know how important you are. I pray that no matter how busy or strange life gets, that you always remember you are not alone. The friends that you met here, the experiences you had, you will take with you for a lifetime. Every moment, every opportunity I had personally at the university is one that I have cherished. From my first day moving on campus after commuting back and forth from Broward my freshman year, I cannot explain the excitement when I finally got to sleep in my own bed on campus. So eager to have that on-campus experience. From homecoming to joining Alpha Phi Alpha to United Black Students, volunteering with friends, hugging the lake, UMTV, those fries and wings and chicken tenders at the Rat. And I'm vegan, I'm telling you now, so if I'm telling you how good that tastes 10 years later, that should tell you. We know that it's just a lovely, lovely thing. These are all memories that you're always gonna take with you. These are the stories that you're gonna tell to your kids and your spouses when you bring them back on campus. And while things are different, we really need to focus not on what's been lost, but what you've gained. You have gained a lifetime of memories. Friends who will be at your weddings, confidants who will be by your side during those trying times. These are the future godparents to your kids, your tailgate buddies for the games, even your colleagues. While we stay at home, remember that the University of Miami will always be your home. You are about to join more than 188,000 alumni in our network around the world. I encourage you to stay connected. As I deliver this message right now, our alumni base is mobilizing to support the class of 2020, raising funds to provide every graduate with a commemorative tassel, and the Student Support Fund, which is providing emergency funds and scholarship support to the University of Miami students. For the alumni and friends who would like to join in, you can visit alumni.miami.edu to give. No matter how far you go, the Alumni Association is near. There are more than 40 national and international Canes communities, special interests and affinity groups as well, like the Black Alumni Society. There are always events and opportunities to connect, to network, and to support one another, something we need now very much. When you got your acceptance letter to the University of Miami, you became a part of the Cane family for life. You became a part of my family, and we are here for you now. Now jump around, scream, cheer, hug your grandma, call your mom, whatever it takes to make you happy in this moment. You really need to take a moment to just celebrate the place that you are in life, because you have worked so hard for it and you deserve it. Congratulations to the class of 2020 again, and remember, it is great to be a Miami Hurricane. Go Canes.
Libation is a ceremony that we use to celebrate the ancestors that came before us and establish the pathways that we walk so easily. We use water as a way to connect with the life that has come before us, because water never dies. It evaporates up to the skies, it comes back down as rain and goes into the rivers and the lakes and the oceans. It goes into the people and becomes our blood and our sweat and our tears and our urine. It goes into the trees and plants, becomes fruit, juices, and all kinds of things. This water has been on this planet the entire existence of the planet, so it carries the memory of all of the things that it's been inside and been around. And so when we pour the water, we are asking the memories of our ancestors to come up from the earth and to come up from our DNA and to bring forward those things that they learned, those skill sets, that information that they collected and stored in their DNA. We can call it forth in ourselves. Just like computers store things away, and when you type in the app, it calls forth that information or that function that you need. That's the same reason we pour libations, to call forth those functions from our lineage. And so we do this at times where it's very important that our minds are aligned properly and our frequency is in the right vibration to accomplish the mission at hand. So if we're about to plant something, we might call George Washington Carver. If we're about to start a new school or a class, maybe we'll call Booker T. Washington or Mary McLeod Bethune. If we're about to give a speech, we may call out Adam Clayton Powell or Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. We call on people who do those things, who have those powers, those abilities, qualities, and characteristics that we need in this moment. So right now, as we celebrate this time of transition and growth and movement upward, it would be best if you call on those ancestors who accomplished things that they set out to accomplish, who knew how to level up, how to take it to a new dimension, how to start a new life chapter. Those are the ancestors you want to call. And also call on the ones who taught you a lesson that helped you to get to where you are, who did a thing for you, who helped you to get to where you are. And those could be personal ancestors like grandparents or aunts and uncles, family members. It can be neighborhood ancestors, that woman who was everybody's grandmother in the neighborhood. Or it could be global ancestors, like somebody from a whole different continent, Sheikh Wavera or Patrice Lumumba, people like that. So we always pour first to our common ancestor, the divine, creator of all things. And we say Ashe in order to say we acknowledge that that is the way it is. So I pour first for the creator, and then I pour next for all of the ancestral energies that has gone into making the learning institution of the University of Miami say Ashe. And now I'd like to give you a moment to say out loud all of the ancestors that you would like to acknowledge and that you would like to bring forward into this moment. Not quietly, shout it out loud like you did at the DJ party on Instagram. Shout it out very proud. Throw a party for your ancestors, because you are the culmination of the dreams and the wishes that they had. They wished all of their work culminated in you. You are their celebration. So let yourself be their voice to shout out their names. Call their names now as I pour the water in their remembrance and give thanks. Bob Marley, Marcus Garvey, Nat Turner, Harriet Tubman, Miles Davis, John Henry Clark, Steve Biko, Tupac. In this last bit, I'll pour out for all of the people who we thought would be here with us right now and are not in the flesh with us. We want to acknowledge that they have also meant something to us. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Give thanks.
Dear Canes, this is Dr. Ryan C. Holmes, Associate Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students. Look at you and your amazing self. You made it. All of the hours of dedication and everything else you brought to the university have gotten you to this culminating point. You've earned it. You've given your work, you've made the proper decisions, and you've given your heart. But you've also received a lot too. You received opportunities where others may not have. You receive an education working alongside diverse peers who agreed to work alongside you, and mentorship from both likely and unlikely places. You've probably heard the old adage by now that to whom much is given, much is required. We believe that. We also believe that you are both a gift and an investment. A gift because you were given to us. An investment because we've poured everything we possibly could into you. And like any other investment, we expect a return. Not necessarily for us here, but a return for the world. Some of you may be the dreams of the slave. Others of you may be the hopes of the immigrant. Regardless, all of you have stood on the shoulders of giants, and it's time for you to get your shoulders ready for others in the future. We love you, and that will never change. We'll miss you, but you can always come home. And remember, you're a Cane. So regardless of what you achieve, please understand you will achieve greatly, and when you do it, you have to do it with swagger. So whether you're graduating summa cum laude, magna cum laude, or thank you laude, please understand that from us to you, we're wishing you a hearty congratulations, and also telling you to always remember to go Canes.
Carnisha,
Parks. Crystal Davidson. Daisy Shireen Jimenez. Danielle Cherubin. David Anderson. Don Mangum. Dixon Bodoku. Fainava Durandis. Jonathan Drummond. Jordan Roden. Crystal Benjamin. Kiana Morris. Leah Burton. Martravius Little. Marissa Williams. Rayford Melton. Sandra Johnson. Sheila St. Just. Yolanda Black.
Class of 2020. You know, there's a saying that says, the person standing on top of the mountain didn't just appear there. You did it. You climbed the mountain, you worked really hard, and you're graduating. I couldn't be more proud. So congratulations, class of 2020. But remember, life is full of mountains. So keep working hard, keep climbing, and remember, there's always a place for you at the U. Congratulations.
Amber Jackson. Jawan Watson. Juan Watkins. Kendra Kelly Baxter. Kalia Prather. Marie Roche. Mata Sano. Sasha Valley Baston.
Hello, Spring 2020 Senior Mwambo graduates. I am Laura Cohen-Wood, Dean of the School of Education and Human Development, and I am honored to be able to congratulate you on this occasion. We are celebrating the accomplishment of the completion of your academic program of study. The fact that we are celebrating your achievement remotely reflects the realities of the current world into which you are graduating, a time of unprecedented global pandemic. The fact that we are still celebrating your graduation reflects the resistance and resilience that people of color have demonstrated throughout history, and certainly throughout the history of this country, this place, and this space we occupy. In fact, we would be remiss not to acknowledge that although we are not sitting in the space at UM where we would have been if it weren't for COVID-19, the place in which we all have engaged in our shared educational activities, originally was land occupied by the indigenous Florida peoples, including the Tequesta, Seminole, and Miccosukee, original Floridians with whom we are inexorably connected to this day. We should honor those who came before us in this place, and we should also honor those who came before us in this educational space and achieved the previously unachievable. The first Black students at the U, the Trailblazers, whose accomplishments were highlighted in 2012 when we celebrated the 50th anniversary of the desegregation of our campus. Those students and the faculty and staff who broke the color barrier at the U persevered and created a path for all of us to survive and thrive here. You have persevered also, from the closing of the university for Hurricane Irma in fall 2017 to the distance learning pivot of the university for the coronavirus now in spring 2020, and the countless other incidents, barriers, difficulties, personal and collective, that occurred over the time you were completing your education. That you persevered and made it to this day speaks to our history of collective resistance and reflects your familial and personal resilience. I am proud, I am humbled, and I am thrilled to say, congratulations, graduates, and go Canes.
Adorian Bradley. Alexis Proctor Turner. Alejandra Gutierrez. Alexia Johnson. Alexis Brockenbrow. Allison Johnson. Amber Clark. Anil Dalling. Ariana Winter. Ashley Chappelle. Ashley Johnson. Austin Gravely. Avalon Vincent. Bernute Augustine. Bianca Phillip. Brandon Martin. Brianna Thompson. Kayla Lomax. Celine Thompson. Chelsea Lavelle. Shanoya Ware. Christopher Moray. Colin Flanagan. Dahlia O'Brien. Daniela Barton. Danielle Grace. Danielle Langford. Deja Kaysen. Derek August. Dwayne Washington. D.A. Desai. Eduye Osunde. Eileen Kumi. Fadolat Abdullah. Fedeline Camille. Francesca Gideon. Grace Uwiki. Herveline Saintil. Jabari Wilbon. Jamila Muhammad. Jessica Timmer. Kara Roberts. Karina Sloan. Katya Saunders. Kayla Etienne. Kayla Foster. Kamika Lundy. Christian Mattis. Krista Lindsay Benea. Lydia Ocasio Stoutenberg. Maria Akinyoyenu. Maya Otten. Micah Gustave. Michaela Talasco. Moesha Barthélemy. Martin Orkuma. Monet Thompson. Navon Donaldson. Naya Bo. Nyota Idijimo. Patrice Essien. Patricia Ijoma Emela. Rachel Danielle. Rachel Smith. Regine Hurtaloo. Anuj Shah. Sade Orajobi. Sade Maya Prithvi. Salim Lamond. Sarah St. Just. Serena Kalop. Shamir Satut. Shanar O'Connor. Shruti Karnani. Stony Drain. Sydney Jesus Allen. Sydney Simmons. Sydney Maubert. Tazia White. Tia Black. Tiffany Bellington. Tiffany Crawford. Tyra Collins. Ultimate Pietros. Zaria Williams.
Hi, I'm Dr. Taiwan Martin, and on behalf of the Woodson Williams Marshall Association, better known as WWMA, Executive Committee and its membership, to the talented, phenomenal, and amazing graduating class of 2020, we congratulate you. You are truly one of a kind. Your endurance, your commitment, and your dedication, and particularly these most challenging times, speaks to just how exceptional you all are. It is my sincere hope that in spite of, you continue to dream big, that in spite of, you continue to be authentically you, that in spite of, you continue to fully embrace your queenly and kingly spirits from which you come from. And as such, should you ever need an example of perseverance, just look in the mirror, y'all. Continue to be great. Peace and blessings to you all.
Hello, everyone. I am Jennifer Ruggiero, Staff Associate over at the Office of Multicultural Student Affairs. At this time, we'd like to present the Nanga Award. This award is a yearly tradition that allows us to acknowledge a very deserving individual. Nanga is a Swahili term which means anchor. This award is given to a person who's made numerous contributions during their tenure here at the University of Miami. They are the anchors we have come to depend on because of their dedication, hard work, and most of all, their humility. Now, I would like to turn it over to our Assistant Director, Kennedy Robinson, to announce this year's 2020 Nanga Award recipient.
Thank you, Jennifer. This year's recipient is a graduating senior who has made a significant impact on our department and the university community. Passionate, interpersonal, and determined are words that would describe this individual's personality. This person has spent much of their collegiate career increasing their skills in diverse issues, advancing social justice, and being a champion for people of color. They have a bright spirit that seeks out the greatness in others, a natural leadership ability, and can empower those around them effortlessly. This student has always made themselves available to serve and to be a helping hand to those around them. They have been a source of inspiration for others and has served as a role model for many of their peers. This student speaks with both wisdom, knowledge, and a passion that ties both of these elements together in a way that allows their words to plant the same seeds of leadership into others. They are the type of leader that is not motivated by recognition, but ignited by effectiveness and service. This recipient was actively involved in several areas of campus life and has received countless honors. They are a Forbes Under 30 Scholar, on the University Standing Committee for Diversity and Inclusion, a member of the National Society of Black Engineers, an intergroup dialogue teaching assistant, and served as a chair for the Students of Color Symposium this year. They are also the founder of Black Girls Lift and has furthered their passion to serve students of color by serving as the chair for the Black Student Leadership Caucus. They have also just recently been accepted into Emory University's graduate program. You may perhaps know this individual by their stellar cookie business that they just started, and now that we're all obsessed with them. It is my pleasure to introduce this year's Nanga recipient, Brianna Scott. Brianna, we are so proud of you and wish you nothing but success in all of your future endeavors. Please join me in celebrating Brianna Scott.
Hey everyone, Brianna Scott here. I have so much I want to say, but I'll keep it short. First off, congratulations to the class of 2020. I'm so proud of us. We made it. We're here. And despite the unprecedented circumstances of our world right now, we've earned this moment. Obviously, my heart is going out to all of our family and friends, as well as those around the world as we navigate this pandemic. But I just wanted y'all to know that our futures are still bright, and I'm so glad to have had the opportunity to learn alongside you all for the past several years. I wanted to just give a few shout outs and special thank yous to those that have made my experience at UM especially great. First off, thank you to all of those that showed up day in and day out to help make our days easier and lighter and run smoother. And those are the people that work at our Starbucks, those that help to maintain our facilities, those that worked in our dining halls. If I could name all of them by name, I would, because their names matter and they deserve to be honored. So thank you. But ultimately, I want to give a special thank you to the Office of Multicultural Student Affairs, as well as other departments on UM's campus that have helped make my experience amazing, including the Office of Academic Enhancement and the Africana Studies Department. I'm so grateful for the ways in which you all have cultivated spaces of belonging for myself and other students like me. MSA in particular, I don't want to get emotional, but from the day that I stepped foot in the office, I felt like I had a purpose and I felt like I belonged. And I want to just give a special thank you to the MSA staff and students that work as employees in the office for the work that you do. Thank you for showing up every day and demonstrating what servant leadership looks like. Thank you for every meaningful conversation. Thank you for working to build bridges. Thank you for honoring cultural difference amongst all of us. Thank you for practicing cultural empathy. Thank you for fostering spaces for critical thought and engaging with one another. It's been my absolute honor to just serve alongside of you all, to learn alongside you all, to serve as this year's Black Student Leadership Caucus chair, and to share space with y'all. I'm going to miss you so much. Obviously, I want to honor people by name, so Mr. Christopher Clark, thank you for your investment in me. Even in the short time that you've been here at UM, your influence has been felt, and I'm so grateful to have known you for the time that I have. Thank you to Kennedy Robinson. You've been such a light in the office. You've been my go-to person for so many meetings, so many things, and I'm so grateful for you, as well as other MSA staff and students. You all make the office what it is. A special thank you, obviously, to Dr. Renee Dickens Callan. You have been a light of a mentor, a professor, a community leader that we all honor. And I just want to say thank you for your consistent investment in me. I will forever be at you all's service no matter where I am in the world. Just to honor the investment that you've made in me during my time at thus far. So I just wanted to say thank you. This is a time where virtual hugs still count, so let's continue to maintain our family dynamic, and I am so grateful to have been a part of our community. Once a cane, always a cane, right?
Congratulations, Brianna. Well deserved. You are now joining great company. As we wrap up this virtual Senior Mwambo ceremony, I'd like to take a moment to recognize the heartbeat of the Office of Multicultural Student Affairs. First, our leadership team, Ms. Kennedy Robinson, Ms. Jennifer Ruggiero. Next, our outgoing graduates, Ms. Crystal Davidson and Mr. Shamir Satut. And finally, our student employees who work tirelessly to coordinate multicultural programs and initiatives to serve the University of Miami community. We could not do any of this without each of you. Thank you. I'd also like to extend a special thanks to Everlast Productions, Mary Ann Manhattas, Elder Joshua Sarah, Dr. Renee Dickens-Callens, and anyone else to help make Virtual Senior Mwambo possible. And last but not least, you, the graduates. On behalf of the Office of Multicultural Student Affairs, the Department of Student Life, the Division of Student Affairs, and the university community, I want to once again congratulate you on your achievements. We are proud of you and wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Have a wonderful afternoon, and as always, go Canes.
of this fruit.